and welcome to your leg day workout. So this workout today is to target your glutes, your hamstrings and your quads. So we're going to work on 5 moves. We're only going to do 3 sets of them, so don't panic, we're not going to have that ever and ever. We've got a minute on each move and the aim is to really feel that burn and work into those areas. Now weights are optional. I'll be using weights on some of the moves, but completely up to you if you want to use weights and bands. I have no preference from my side, but as I always say, using weights, really helpful. So if you can use them, do, but if you can't, don't worry, that is no problem either. So nice and simple, we're going to start with a warm-up and then I'll give you the moves, a minute on each, and we've got a rest period between each one as well. And we'll do 5 of them for 3 rounds. So yeah, let's start warming up, start moving through the body. I'm loosening up. So a little check, because it's just me doing the filming, so I like to make sure it's recording so that I don't end up redoing it. To have a good crack of thunder as well outside the window, so could become a very dramatic session with thunder and lightning and everything. So, what could we be in for? Let's take it across. Now you're reaching through from an extension from the shoulder right through. Now doing each of these moves for a minute is going to cease that burn feeling. And again, as we're focusing on the legs solely, we want to make sure that we are focusing on using the smaller muscles to support the bigger moves. Otherwise we're going to tire really easily. If we're relying completely on the quads to do everything, we're going to have a lot of burn in the quads and we're going to build those quads and we're going to forget about the smaller muscles that we desperately need to use and utilise in order to keep our form. So take it round. A little hip hop for me. Super gross. Take it round, loosen up and off with the hips, and then we drop it side to side. And lovely, we're just taking a little lunge each way. We're going to drop into a reverse lunge. Again, we're just doing 4 on each side. And if you ever want to extend your warm-ups, if you feel like, okay, my body's a bit stiff this morning or this afternoon, I really want to make sure it's nice and loose, you can always extend past my warm-up, add an extra minute or 2, and then ensure that your areas, so if it's like really tight hips, but if I did my hip warm-up with you guys, we'd be here for ages. And so I use a foam roller and a ball just to loosen off before I start, especially squatting, so I can feel it now right in there. So if there's something that you have a little bit of an issue with, you might want to work into that before you start. We're going to crack on and do a little jog on the spot for you guys while I explain the move. So if you keep that jog going, I'll get the move started. So the first move we're going to do is a sumo squat bounce, so it's a rebound sumo squat. So we're going to take our feet out, and if you have a weight, you can hold it here. We just go down, 2, 3, stand. And that's our first move. So that's nice. Keep it low, keep it so your bum is engaging as you drop. You don't want to be stopping here. That's not, we want to go for that extra little stretch. It's going to really work into here as well. That's move number 1. Move number 2 is a standard squat. So we're just going up and down, squeezing through. So as I come up, tense my glutes and really try to drive through the heels. So I'm not bananaing forwards. I'm not letting my shoulders come forwards. I'm not having a posture that means my back's curving over, nice flat back, chest open, drop it back and squeeze it up. Okay, that's move number 2. Move number 3, we're going to the floor. We're going to glute bridges. I hope I'm still on camera for this, where we just take the hips up and down. Okay, you can rest your head. I couldn't get the camera to get the whole thing in, so we've gone with that, it's fine. It's fine. So that's move number 3. Move number 4, nice simple. We're doing a forward lunge. Now, you want to keep a right angle. It's what I always think. Don't let your back knee touch the floor. So you're going down, stepping it back. If you've got weights, you can have a little bicep curl. I'll be using weights sporadically, so if I'm using them for this one, I will demonstrate that again with the weights. And our final move is a little squat with a lift. So we just drop, not as low, and we're lifting. Okay, so we've got each of these moves. And that one, again, you can have a weight for. You could lift the weight against the leg and working it in, or you can use a band for that if you want to as well. Completely up to you which one to use, completely up to you whether you add extra I'm going to do the first round with no weights. I'm going to add it in for the second round, so it's completely your prerogative of which one you join in with me on. But we're going to start with those rebound sumo squats for a minute, so take the feet nice and wide. And in 3, 2, 1, let's drop it down. 2, 3, dive into 1, 2, 3. Try and get like a little bounce, but I'm going lower and ensuring that I can feel it. So if you put your hands there, you should feel your bum engage where it gets to a point. Hard thing with a minute exercises, when we're doing quick ones, there's a lot of change. Oh my goodness, the heavens have opened. But when you're doing a minute, you kind of get used to it. It's like, okay. And then after about 35 seconds, the burn suddenly just alters and you're like, oh. So it always has a different purpose. To me, doing a longer workout, it means that I've targeted an area for that, past that point where I could switch the move, and that's what this one's for today. So if you're using a weight, you can use it whichever way you want, but still keep that chest open, no bananaing, and rest. So you've got 10 seconds rest, but not long rest periods. Ooh. Here we go. We're dropping the bum back. 2, 1, just for a normal squat. So again, this isn't something we rush because we've got a minute of them. We're not trying to get 60 squats out in 60 seconds. We're controlling it. We're ensuring that we're keeping, I have a tendency to take my right foot further forward, so I'm keeping correcting that. Making sure my knees are tracking out, that I'm not lifting my heels up, because that's, really bad form to lift. And to let your knees come in and let your heels drift up, you don't want that. Keep them rocking outwards. Don't know if you can hear the rain in the background, but oh my goodness. Thank goodness I didn't make the decision to go for a walk now, is all I can say. Thank goodness I'm training instead. It's a real downpour. Okay. I've got a very atmospheric background now. And release. Lovely. We're going down to that glute bridge, which I hope you can see before. I'm going to pull the mat back a little bit, flip it over into this corner so we can get a little bit more of me. Here we go, I think. Right, let's take it down, we lift, and we drop. So we're just hips. But as we come, we want the heels tucked quite close to the bum, and we want to really get a squeeze at the top. Because if we don't get that squeeze, we're going to be missing out on the beauty of this move. You can see the rain, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but oh my days. It's one of those rain showers that if you were caught in it, you might as well have stood in an actual shower. I've also made a fundamental error and never do this. Huge error right now. I put the oven on, and I've been cooking for a while, so the house is really hot. So I make sure between some nice rain, it's cold outside, and the heat throughout the home that I'm experiencing. Here we go, 4, 3, 2, and release. Lovely. So we're going to do this forward lunges next, okay? We're going forward lunges, take that step forward, and then release back. 2, 1, so we step it forward. Now, you need to be really careful on a forward lunge. So I find them more difficult personally than reverse lunges, and it's easier to overshoot on that front ankle. So you can end up like this, and you'll just, as soon as you hit that position, you'll feel like a little pull into the knee. And if you ever feel like a little pull that's not just muscle burn, check your form. Because 9 times out of 10, it will be a small correction that is needed to stop that from happening. Let's go for it. Breathe and step. Step and breathe. Nice straight back. And rest. Wonderful. Yeah, so on those, it is just making sure you're keeping those 2 knees at the right angles. Here we go, we've got a little squat, we're not having to go as low. And then a raise, squat, and raise. So again, checking the squat form, making sure my knees are tracking outwards. And I'm also always concentrating on my breathing and engaging here. If I'm not engaging here, let's say I'm missing out on loads of things I could be doing, loads of extra muscles I could be working, but also I'm not supporting my lower back in the movement. And I'll know when I'm not engaging properly because I will get a dull ache in my spine, in my back. Get down. 10 seconds. 3, 2, and rest. Wonderful. So we're going back now. So I'm going to add a weight to this workout now. I'm going to do just a 6 kilogram, not too much. I'm going to repeat all the same moves but with the weight. It's completely optional as to what you want to do with the weight. We're going to go for it if you want to. We're starting with those sumo squats in 3, 2, let's go for it. So we do that 1, 2, and squeeze. Now it's important, once we start to add the weight, that we don't let the weight pull our body forward and we don't let the weight control the movement. If we do that, we're going to lose our form, we're not going to get the same workout that we need, and we're going to get twinges in muscles simply because we've let it change the way we should be performing these movements. So when you've got the weight, don't let it banana you, don't let it pull you, don't let it swing, don't let it use its own momentum to move you through the workout. You are in control of the weight, and that is why we are adding it as an extra bit of resistance. Keep it going. Nearly there. You can hear the thunder in the background. It's going to right overhead now. Nearly. And rest. Lovely. So, especially on the next movement with the squat, if we've got the weight and we're using it for that, really concentrate on not letting it pull you forward because it's easily done. I'm so sweaty, I don't even know if it's safe holding a weight. So we're not going to that. You can go really low if you want to in a squat. If you're using a heavier weight, a lot of people do it to drive through and really work through the whole of the quads. But at the moment, we're just concentrating on a little lift up and down through the movement. And breathe. Try and catch the breath. And use that explosive breath to drive up. Now if you haven't got a weight, you're still doing the routine that we just did before, exactly the same. So I'm going to use the weight for this option, for this round rather, as an option, and then drop it for the final round, I think. Judging by how sweaty I am, health and safety and all that. 3, 2, and 1. Wonderful. Right, we're taking it down to the floor for our glute bridges now. Try and tuck your heels towards your bum to get like a good space for a lift. And try not to knock yourself out in a fireplace if you're next to one. And you're just grazing. You're not resting the back. You're not resting the bum on the floor. You're squeezing up, but you're not hyperextending. No. Avoid that. Nice and controlled. With the weight, you've got the option of resting if you've got a dumbbell on your hips. I don't love doing it personally in this position, but it is an option. Not one that suits me, but it might suit you. But if you are doing it, please do it safely. Please keep a good hold on it and keep it on the pelvic area, not on the stomach. 20 seconds to go. So sweaty. Oh my goodness, the thunder is like really heating up. I feel like we're on a weather journey through this workout. And rest. Lovely. We are going to those forward lunges now. So if you're using the weight, really concentrate. I'm going to use a kettlebell. So I'm going to swap the side that I use the kettlebell on, each side. So I'm going to take it forward on this one, and then bring it up, swap. If you've got dumbbells, you might just be using them on one side. Woo, hard to turn. You might be using them sat by your sides, or you might be using one on one side like me. But we are concentrating on Controlling that movement. Pressing it safely across. In the middle, I'm really trying to pull up, so I'm getting a bit of an extra workout for my arms as well. Concentrating on not letting that back knee touch the floor. Or twist inwards, another one. Easily done, twisting inwards. Last few seconds. Wonderful. Right, I'm actually going to put my weight down for the last move. I'm so sweaty now. It's not conducive with holding a weight at all. I've got nothing in my hands. And short to hands. So we're doing a little lift and leg drop. Drop. Fantastic. Keep it going. Squat and lift. Honestly, this rain is looking like, oh, it's stopped now. Just the sounds I'm left with. I'm such at that age though, and I'm like, I went through before it's raining. Oh, I was thinking, right, that'll be great for my garden. My flowers, the garden, really could do with some rain. That's the person I've become now. Hit your 30s, and my friend now, I guess hers, I'm always like, oh, what planters have you got now? What new plants have you added? They're looking good, they're coming on really well. Your hanging baskets are fantastic. And when we walk, places we're away, I'm like, oh, look at their garden. I wonder what they're using on it. There's nothing wrong with it, it's a great way to live now. I'm enjoying it. Let's go back to our first round. Final round today. So yeah, I've hit the We Love to Garden group. I've not quite got to the Gardener's World or the Chelsea Flower Show category yet, but I have no doubt next year I'll be right up there. You know, we used to wait for tickets for concerts, and I'm like, oh, Chelsea Flower Show is going on sale. Who's gonna stay up? Who's gonna get up? Who's gonna have a card? That's what we'll be. Which is, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, there's nothing wrong with it. So if you're still using your weight, remember, don't let your form slip. Don't let yourself be pulled by the weight. Don't let yourself lose your form because you've added that extra weight. If you're not using the weight, you're with me. I hope you're all as sweaty as me. Rest. 4 more moves, and then when you stretch and when you're done. I'm so warm, and I'm so sweaty. Oh, what a great workout. I know I made it up, but, you know. It's always nice. Keep squatting. The camera keeps cutting out, so I'm just checking that I'm not going to end up recording this for a 3rd time. I'm super fit before my holiday. So really get that squeeze. I just like use my fist. It was a bit aggressive, but at least you kept the like fitting in with the thunder. I'm one of those people as well. I'm like, oh, so I need to get my car washed. I know that's wrong because I know I actually do need to get my car washed, but still. 10 seconds. So close, you got this. And rest, wonderful. Going down to the floor, about 3 moves left. We're on our glute bridges. So again, not letting that bum sit. Not letting rest, we're not hyperextended at the top. Real simply lifting up, squeezing, and dropping down. Whew. That's so warm. Squeeze. If you let it sink, you will lose the contraction. So we want to keep the activation in the muscles by ensuring that we are completing the whole movement. That's one fluid movement. Okay, 25 seconds. I'm going to have to alter the timer shortly. skip it back one because I have not put enough rounds on it. It's fine. 10 seconds. Let's go. Last set of these. Get that squeeze. Let's set up these. Get the squeeze. That's what we want. Nice little song to accompany our movements today. Okay, forward lunge. Let's go for it. Drop it forwards. Step it back. Okay, taking it forwards inside. I much prefer doing these that way. I'm not really strong at these. I've developed a lot in the last 12 months with these, but I do a lot of reverse lunges. They're definitely not my sweet spot in the lunge world. I'm more of a curtsy lunge, reverse lunge kind of girl. So the push back just gives that work through the legs. So if you feel as you go forward under here, you're working into those muscles. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and rest. 1. Wonderful. Right, final move. Little lift. We're going to take it up. We're going to work on the inside. And then, here we go. We are done. So let's go for it. Down. Drop it down, lift it up. Concentrate on getting that lift. And also you can add, if you want, a little crunch just to finish off in the core as well. So we're getting that little extra kick. 30 seconds. Twelve seconds. Nearly there. So close, guys. 3 seconds. 2. And 1. And rest. Wonderful. I'm going to do a quick stretch with you, but please do continue to stretch after this. If you want a deeper stretch to certain areas, I would advise making sure you've done a solid quad stretch and held it for a while. Same with your calves. A few weeks ago I didn't do a calf stretch properly. And I paid for it for 4 days and I train every day, pretty much. So my muscles are used to working, but oh my goodness me. Walking and stairs were just not conducive to life that week. So do all you can. Push it out, stretch it out, and breathe it through. I've got drips of sweat just coming down my face and everywhere. I won't tell you the rest. I can push up to the side as well. Try and be higher if you can. I've only got this to work with, but try and be like a nice solid stretch in the middle. Get into that calf muscle. Brilliant. Now we're going to take it down. I'm going to push out the knees. I'm really trying to stretch into the groin. Try and go right through. I love this stretch. It's probably one of my favourite stretches. I have a lot of tightness in my hips and I feel like it really works the area and it stretches it out. So definitely one of my preferred. Bring your toes in, knees forward, lift from the hips and going up. Have a good dangle here, release the lower back. Have a little bit of a stretch through each side. Hold it and then roll nice and slowly up. And as I say, if you want to add any more stretches on or do some extra stretches just to work certain areas of the body, please do. But thank you very much for joining me. Yes, on the leg workout, and hopefully I'll see you again at a workout very soon. Bye-bye. Really got the sweat off me. Bye.